Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast, presented by Toyota and Bet365. They did it again. The comeback Cubs. Where were you for the Reese McGuire game? Are you kidding me? The comeback was unreal. Load up the old beer bat. It's a celebration Sunday. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? This is the CHGO Cubs podcast driven by Toyota. Let's go places and Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Use the code CHGO365 at sign up. What a Sunday comeback. Luke Stuckmeyer, Cody Del Mendo, Kevin Wells in the house, and Sarah running the ones and twos. 11-8 in Cincinnati. The comeback Cardiac Cubs do it on Friday and Sunday in Cincinnati. Two incredible comebacks. We'll take a look at that coming up in the show. Of course, the Reese McGuire game. We'll talk about Ben Brown. We'll talk about what's coming up next with the Rockies. But a 4-2 road trip. Realistically, guys, you look at this, and without an incredible 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, this could have been a disastrous series on the road. Instead, it's one that you will circle and never forget because two of the most exciting comebacks we've seen from the Cubs in many years.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I mean, it's their identity now.
It really is.
This is the 2025 Cubs identity. They are relentless offensively. Best offense in the league. And if they're not the best offense in the league, it's the second best offense in the league. You can maybe make an argument for the Dodgers or Yankees there, but this is the Cubs identity. They are a offensive-driven team. They hit with guys on base. They hit with guys without on base. They hit for power. They take their walks. The strikeouts are an issue with a couple guys, but whatever, you can live with it because the lineup is so deep. And you picked up this was a game you could have phoned in right away. You got punched in the mouth in the first inning.
After you punched first.
And and it didn't matter. You still always felt like they had a chance to win the game. The Reds are a bad baseball team, but they're not. Scoring 8 unanswered runs is impressive no matter what major league team you're playing.
Big time.
Yeah. So I don't want to repeat what Kevin just said. So I'll just say this. As I say on the internet a lot. This team bangs, guys. This team bangs.
Yeah, they're good.
This team bangs, man. This team doesn't matter what the score is, they never give up. And they were down, 8-3 at one point in this one. And what started this comeback was what they were down. It was in the 7th. They scored 3 runs. Yep. The Nico Hoerner double. And it started with a bloop hit by Dansby Swanson. Pete Crow-Armstrong hits another, finds grass. And the Cubs capitalize on that, And I felt like, and we'll talk about Ben Brown later in the show. That's the negative of this game. But I felt like in the last inning that Ben Brown pitched, stuff like that kind of happened to him. The leadoff hitter against Ben Brown in his final inning was a swinging bunt, and they just didn't get him out. Then a hit through a hole where the Cubs weren't defensively aligned. So I felt like, in a way, some good karma was coming back the Cubs' way, all with 2 outs. And then Nico Hoerner, as Luke Stuckmeyer almost called it, said, Nico Hoerner's hitting his first homer of the year right here. Instead, he hits it off the wall. And that's when, they didn't score all the runs that inning, but that was the beginning. Mm-hmm. That's when I started thinking the Reds are messing around, and they're about to find out for the second time this weekend. And like you said, Kevin, the offense is relentless. There's obviously a lot of problems with the pitching side, man. But this offense, I don't know. I could talk about the offense for 2 hours. I can sit here and rave about Nico Hoerner and the season he's having after a season or after an offseason where he spent rehabbing the entire time. Crow-Armstrong is awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker, extend this man. Seiya Suzuki's having the best year of his career. He's got 14 homers. Vegas had the line at 19.5.
And you bet it.
And I bet it. Yes.
Give me some more, Cody. Come on.
I'm
gonna
so
need. I
fired
need
up
the
about
reality
this team,
spray
dude.
just to cool them off. It's not even reality spray anymore.
Just give me the reality spray on both ways because it has been 5 minutes since the game ended. I am as high on life as I could possibly be after beating the Reds of all teams. This offense is so fun, man. And just to sum it up, this offense is fun, man.
Kevin said relentless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marquis had the stat near the end of the game. 53-3 from the sixth inning on. They've outscored their opponents in the last 9 games. Sixth inning on, 53-3. And again, in a little bit, we're going to compare those two comebacks Friday and Sunday, and they were both incredible late in the game. And, yeah, they overcome adversity. You know how many things have been thrown at this team this season?
Yeah.
Justin Steele out for the year. Shota's on the list. Assad's on the list. You had to send Shaw back. You've had to send DFA Merriweather. You've had to DFA Workman. You've had, literally, you can go on and on about the stuff that's gone wrong. Today, the story is another oblique injury. Miguel Amaya, who's been great. They've had 14 home runs from their catchers. Amaya has an oblique injury, so you say, okay, Carson Kelly's going to be the catcher. He's sick, so you got to take Reese McGuire, who has just come up from Iowa. He's got to play, and the guy hits 2 homers off lefties.
I want to make an important announcement. Spencer Smith, a man from one of our employees from Denver, just texted in our Cubs Beat group chat, just hopping in here because I'm leaving the Rockies game right now, and I cannot imagine how many runs the Cubs are going to score the next 3 days.
Well, good. We like to hear that, Spencer.
We like to hear that.
We like to hear that. By the way, you should check out and subscribe to the new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel because ever since we launched that channel, the Cubs have been on fire. I'd like to know the Cubs record since we launched the new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Not to take credit for anything, but people are saying we're the reason.
They're 32-21, so they're 32-19 since we launched the channel.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Appreciate that. I was wondering what the numbers were.
We didn't launch the channel until domestic opening day.
That's right. Facts. That's what we were looking for.
So the Cubs right now offensively, too, have the most hits in baseball of any team. 40% of those hits are extra base hits, by the way. You want to talk about a recipe for success, slugging percentage, and them being at the top of the league in slugging percentage week after week. It's not a flash in the pan anymore. This is this offense, man. Nico Hoerner, he's batting 300 and he's in the 7th hole. What a luxury that is.
Yeah,
smoked a double today. It almost went over the wall. I mean, yeah, this is a great offense.
And not to cut you off, but
like
the biggest thing of all of it that just continues to make me happy or smile is that it's not Kyle Tucker every single day. It's not just Crow-Armstrong every single day. Right. It's everyone. I guarantee there's going to be 100 people in this YouTube chat that says we need to move Ian Happ out of the leadoff spot. Well, they don't make the comeback if he doesn't lead off an inning with a walk.
Right.
You know?
There's another cool stat about this offense, too. Right now, in terms of runs batted in, so that kind of helps lead into efficiency, the Cubs have 313 runs batted in. That is 20 more RBIs than the next closest team, the Yankees. So that tells me not only are they hitting for power, hitting the ball over the fence, but they're hitting 1-run, 2-run homers. They're hitting efficiently. They're hitting with guys on. They're batting over 300 with guys in scoring position. I mean,
They entered today second best in baseball with batting average with runners in scoring position.
Second best?
Second best.
Dodgers ahead of them, I would assume, or is it Yankees?
I want to say it was Yankees, but
okay.
I can't remember. I just remember it was second.
But that's your 1, 2, 3 right now, and it's those offenses that are the upper echelon of baseball. Those 3 have been consistent, and everyone else is kind of in their own category. Those are the 3 offenses right now. The Cubs are making some awesome noise here early on.
Dan Plesac and Todd Hollinsworth used to pound into my brain that the first time you can ever evaluate your team is Memorial Day. That's the first time you could say, okay, this is what we've really got. And then you do it again at the 4th of July, and you start to think about it again at the end, right after the trade deadline. So you got like 3 periods where you look at your team and say, what do we really have this year? So because the sample size isn't big enough. And even Memorial Day is a little iffy. But what Jed Hoyer talked about in the offseason that got me so angry and so mad and so fed up was the exceeding projections thing, right? Like, well, we need the guys to exceed projections to have a special season. We need guys to have. So far, almost every guy in this franchise right now, every guy on this roster has exceeded projections before Memorial Day. You talked about Seiya's projections for home runs through the moon, right? Like he's having a career year. It's off the charts. PCA exploded into superstardom, off the charts. Nico, great season, off the charts. Dansby's hitting home runs and contributing, off the charts. Cubs catchers, 14 home runs. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like everything is just like good, good, good. And yes, everybody in the chat wants to talk about Ben Brown. We'll get to it later in the show because we're not total homers. Yeah. But let's not get down on it yet. What you have this season, Memorial Day tomorrow, is a team greatly exceeding projections at many, many positions.
And let's not look past the fact that you found a way to win a game on Friday against a guy who's having an all-star-like season. Yet, albeit his first game off the IL, Hunter Green is still one of the best pitchers in all of baseball and is having his best year as a pro right now, and you found a way to win that game. So let's not look past that.
And the nerds can make a big argument about how they should have won yesterday based on a lot of hard contact that landed in the gloves. Whatever. You won 2 out of 3. Was it in the fashion that we'd want to see them win 2 out of 3? No, I'd like to see the Cubs win 10-0 every single day. Yes, I would. That would make my life so much easier, right? But you took 2 out of 3. You went 4-2 on the road trip. And listen, we sit here and talk about the Cubs bullpen having its issues. The Reds gave up 6 homers this weekend out of the bullpen. 22 runs.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a problem.
I don't know, man. I have not made declarations. I have not said that we're going to win the World Series. All I've said to this point in the year is that I'm enjoying the ride. I am enjoying the ride. No, I'm not. I'm enjoying the ride.
Today, I'm not spraying the reality spray. Cody was talking about World Series before the game. Even then, I left the spray off to the side.
Put some context out there. We were talking about scenarios.
You're right.
Certain
You're
things.
Right.
But we're not going to go that far. But listen, you kind of know around this time, Memorial Day, getting into June, getting into the summer months, who the buyers and the contenders are. And the Cubs have solidified themselves in that conversation.
I would agree.
But baseball changes, we don't know. Sure. But they, with the injuries they've had and the things they've had to overcome and a healthy farm system that will help them add to an already exceeding expectations roster, is going to make for quite the next couple of months in Chicago. I mean, because they have, and I want to talk about this when we get to the starting pitching conversation, but they have all of the availabilities now and no excuses not to go out and bulletproof this team, because they've proven everybody across the league that they are a formidable offense that can find a way to win with 8 different guys every single night. There's like 3 or 4 teams that can say that. Yeah. And they will find themselves in the conversation in October.
Yeah. I agree.
Just an incredible weekend for the Cubs. Just a roller coaster ride of disappointment, thrill, disappointment, thrill, like back and forth. And the offense, yes, is incredible. Again, we're going to talk about some of that stuff coming up. Thanks to everybody that's joined in the live YouTube chat. I see a lot of dollar store comments. I noticed you. We have some super chats coming up, including Sir Silent, $2 says, we're shopping at the Dollar Tree today, fellas. Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you.
You'll find me at the parking lot before the end of the show.
No.
I still can't believe you tweeted that.
No. All right.
I'm sorry.
What was your favorite part of the comeback? Let us know in the live YouTube chat here at the new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about that comeback, compare it. We'll talk about some of the other positives And I'll tell you some of the unsung heroes of this comeback for the Cubs. But first, a word from our sponsors. Hey, baseball fans, if you're thinking about upgrading your drive this season, Toyota's 2025 lineup is definitely worth a look. First up, there's the RAV4. It's versatile, reliable, and always ready for a little adventure. Then there's the Grand Highlander. Plenty of room, super comfortable, and great for families or long road trips. Looking for efficiency, the Corolla's got you covered. It's smart, it's stylish, and easy on gas. Need something a little bit tougher? The Tacoma brings serious durability, whether you're on the road or off the beaten path. And finally, the good old Camry, sleek, fun to drive, and packed with performance. You can check out the full lineup at Toyota.com or stop by your local Chicagoland Toyota dealership. Toyota, let's go places. What a time to be alive. What a time to be a diehard. A CHGO diehard membership is the perfect way to upgrade your fandom today. Get access to our exclusive written content, a free t-shirt, plenty of discounts on future merch and events, plus access to the CHGO Discord Lounge, which is going to be off the charts today, I would assume, after this one. Go to allchgo.com for the latest information on how you can join the thousands of CHGO diehards in our community. We call them sickos. We can't wait to connect with you sickos and diehards on an even greater level moving forward.
Just like your favorite team needs a home court or home ice or home field advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage as well, and Empire Today can help you get it. All right. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. We've all been to those big box stores. You wander around endless aisles, and somehow you're hauling all these materials home, looking for an installer and coordinating everything yourself, and it's all stressful. All right. Those big box stores might have a flooring department, but the person helping you with flooring may have been doing sinks yesterday and could be stocking light bulbs tomorrow, Luke.
I know it.
Empire Today lives and breathes flooring, and they will be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game with Empire Today. You get clear up front and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can schedule a free installation schedule an installation as soon as the next day. All right, so schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code CHGO. Yes, you heard it right. A $350 discount with code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com/CHGO for full details.
So another series win, a 4-2 road trip. The Cubs coming home to play the Rockies starting tomorrow at Wrigley Field on Memorial Day. But it's all about the comebacks, and we'll get to that in a second. But people were asking the live YouTube chat, because last time we were here, our fridge was out of beer. So Cody couldn't do the beer bat chug till he got home. So he brought his own beer today. Some in the chat, including Barb, suggesting that there should be one done for Friday and one done for today for the comeback Cubs.
I mean, that's fair.
Cody will be doing the dedication.
I also forgot to go home and do one on Wednesday because
that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Well,
you didn't do it.
Yeah, because I was in traffic for an hour and I completely forgot about it when I got home.
Oh, you're living my life.
I was
now.
living your life. Yeah, traffic Wednesday was terrible.
Did you drive here today?
I did.
Oh, I was gonna say you got to do 3 here, but you got to drive home. So
he could do one, and then
yeah.
he could stay here and he do pop a shot for a couple hours.
Get your shots up. Practice.
So here's the deal on CHGO Cubs. Cody does a beer bat chug when we're here and the Cubs win. 10.25 seconds is considered a quality beer bat chug. The clock starts when the beer hits Cody Del Mendo's lips. It ends when he's finished.
Yeah.
Predictions in the live YouTube chat.
9.59 from
Evil Wax.
9.4 from Evil Wax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. So the dedication today, I mean, it has to go to Reese McGuire, because I don't know how many more opportunities I'm going to have to give to Reese McGuire. I think out of the entire situation, what's more commendable about the fact that he hit 2 homers today, I think, is the fact that I don't think he was planning to play today.
Absolutely not.
Right? Because Carson Kelly was in the lineup.
Yeah.
And then he came out because of an illness. So I just think it shows how much of a professional he is to just be able to slot in. And, you know, I think we're all just hoping that he'd just do the job behind the plate, right?
Right.
And he messed around and hit 2 homers. So, I mean,
off lefties.
Off lefties. I think it will be one of those stories that we tell our kids and our kids' kids one day.
It's one of the greatest games since the Esteban Quiroz game.
Yeah, when we're talking about the greatest games by individuals, it ranks up there.
All right, here he is. Cody Delmendo with the dedicated beer Bat Chug.
Okay.
And the beer hits his lips. The clock is underway. Cody Delmendo, a lot of people predicting 9-2-3. Craig Brindle says 9-6-9. Sean Caselli 6-9. And the beer Bat Chug is complete. I've got 9-6-5.
I accidentally stopped it. I think mine's like a 10. I think I got like a 10.
I have 9-6-5. It's a quality beer Bat Chug. So Cody has bounced back because his last one he just missed. He had the problem of starting quickly and then getting to the end and sort of panicking.
There was a lot of foam in this one, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of foam in this
There is a lot of foam.
Luke, has anyone ever told you should maybe look into being like a horse racing announcer?
Well, I grew up in Arlington. Phil George F. Heard a lot of Phil George. Down the stretch they come.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Another good call. Credit to Craig Brindu, who had a 9-6-9 in the chat, 9-6-5.
Pretty close, Craig.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
One of these days, I'm going to get a 9-6-9 exactly.
Look at Godfather called 9-9 on that.
Well done.
Godfather called 9-9. So very nice. All right, so it's all about the comebacks. And the Reese McGuire thing, yeah, it is incredible. But for me, it's the whole weekend is about the comebacks. So Friday's comeback, 11 runs in the final 3 innings. Mm-hmm. It included a PCA grand slam, a Seiya 3-run homer, and a Nico 2-run homer, right? Today's comeback, 7 runs in the final 3 innings, 8 unanswered runs, and a Reese McGuire solo homer, and another 3-run homer for Seiya. The common thread for sure in that is Seiya 3-run homer.
Mm-hmm. Not a Nico 2-run homer. Dansby 2-run.
Dansby 2-run homer. My bad. Yes. The Seiya 3-run homer. I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to say he's in the MVP race, but I will say Seiya is having one of the best offensive seasons in baseball right now. He's been healthy.
Yeah.
And it's a huge difference. We've been waiting since he signed here for Seiya to be the best offensive player. And you might argue that he's only the 3rd best offensive player if you want to count PCA and Tucker. But all 3 of them are having incredible seasons. I'm starting to sit here and look at the lineup, and I know the pitching staff has been just decimated by injuries. But of the position players, how many all-stars are you starting to count? Guys that deserve to be all-stars at Memorial Day. Mm-hmm. A lot. And Seiya is one of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll say this about Seiya. He's I won't be surprised if he has a silver slugger by the end of the year. If he
and that's hard to do at DH.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised that him and Crow-Armstrong right now are battling for most RBIs in baseball. I mean, right up there with Aaron Judge in terms of RBIs. Aaron Judge is out of this world, like outperforming everyone in every statistic except for RBIs, I guess.
And Schwarber, home runs.
Yeah, well, yeah. And Schwarber's at 18.
They're both tied atop the league with 18.
Yeah. But Seiya's 3-run homer today, the way that inning started, let's go back and go through that inning. Reese McGuire starts the inning with his 2nd home run, right? I believe Reese McGuire hit 9th. Okay, so then Ian Happ walked after that. Kyle Tucker hit one up the middle. Mm-hmm. So you got 2 on, no outs still. You already got 1 run in. And Seiya pulls one down the line. And it felt like when Tucker got the hit that perhaps just like a flood, the floodgates were opening.
Yeah.
If they hadn't already, because, Nico drove in those 2 runs and anything can happen. We've seen, especially this weekend, with how many hard hit balls we saw get hit into gloves, right? When Seiya hit the homer, that one to me it sticks with me more than the one on Friday because it was to give them the lead.
Yeah.
When he hit the one on Friday, they already had the lead, Mm-hmm. So if you ask me which one is better, I would say the one today. But he's been awesome, man. 14 homers. And, You said he's been healthy. I thought we saw him hit that double early in the game.
I hope he's healthy after that game.
Something wrong with the ankle, maybe. I don't know. But it wasn't a big enough thing for him to come out of the game. And obviously hits the homer later in the game. He's really settling in that DH role. And he's played a decent corner outfield when they've asked him to. At least well enough to where I don't think we sit here and we're like, this guy cannot be put out there at all. Maybe it's because it's in a very limited sample size. But I do think that he is the one guy on the team that is for sure benefiting from Kyle Tucker being in this lineup. Yeah, I think he's the one who is benefiting the most, because the last couple years people are saying that he's supposed to be the best hitter on the team, and he has been, but he's taking it up a notch this year, and I think it's because Kyle Tucker is either in front or behind him in the lineup. And it's been fun to watch because I've sat here and defended this guy for the last couple years, and it has been awesome to watch him break out like this. This guy's going to hit 30 homers this year if he stays healthy.
Well, they might have multiple guys hit 35 or more.
Yeah,
the way they're going, they might have their first 40 homer guy since D-Lee.
Could be close. Yeah, I'd love to see Seiya in a weightlifting competition with the rest of the team, because I think he's far and away the strongest dude on the team. When he hits the ball,
he hits it far.
I mean,
or he hits it hard.
It just flies off the bat. I mean, he has the most pop. I know Tucker is their best hitter and their best player, but Seiya has the ability. Probably, if you put those two up in batting practice, I would love to see who could hit the ball farthest off of a couple lob pitches, and it would be interesting. I think Seiya could do it. You talk about the All-Star bids. The NL is loaded in terms of outfield All-Stars.
Yeah.
And I think the only other guy that might have, the chance to win that right field job, obviously Corbin Carroll's having an unbelievable start to the year too. But Pete's an all-star for sure. He's going to be the starting center fielder, no doubt. I think James Wood will have the opportunity in left. But then Seiya, Tucker, and Corbin Carroll, I mean, that's a three-headed race for that right field starting spot. I think those three all have an argument.
And Ohtani's going to be in DH.
Sure. Yeah, Ohtani will be in there too. So then you got Schwarber too. Yeah. So I mean, a lot of really high-end talent up there. But I mean, Seiya is making as good of a case as any of those guys.
Yeah,
is.
I don't know. I think he's definitely making a case to be there. And if he's not voted in, that's fine. But the coaches do the rest of the team after. If he's not in the All-Star game, if he keeps this up, I will be rioting outside MLB's headquarters in New York.
Feels like he's just a guy that continues to ride under the radar, right?
Yeah.
Even last year when he was the best hitter on the team, he was still riding under the radar. And now this year, with the emergence of Pete and obviously Kyle Tucker being here, now it's like, I feel like if you asked a casual baseball fan, like they know his name, but they don't realize how good of a player he is.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I had someone who DM'd me. He actually DM'd me a couple weeks ago when Seiya was really struggling. I didn't see it, and I was going through my message requests on Twitter the other day, and I saw it. Shout out to Matt White. He was kind of slandering Seiya. He wanted my thoughts on why I think Seiya is such a good hitter and all this, and I gave him all this information, stats, and this. And then he sent me a GIF on Friday after he hit the 3-run homer of from Seinfeld. I forget the guy's name because I wasn't a big Seinfeld fan. It might have been Kramer. It says, "I take it all back," and then I sent him like a laughing emoji. And then today he just said, "Yep, I'm an idiot."
Yeah, just use the internet. You can look up all these advanced stats. I mean, Seiya was. Corey and Brendan loved to talk about this on their show last year. Seiya was a top 20 hitter statistically in baseball last year, but nobody really ever talked about it because the Cubs, again, they weren't in the spotlight. They were a mid team the whole year.
And it's not to say that Seiya didn't have things that were frustrating. Yeah, there's times when he strikes out that it's like, especially when he strikes out looking, and sometimes it's like right down the middle, and you're like, what are you looking for, man? Right? And then sometimes he'll take a crazy swing that's like, what was that? Right? Like it's not like he's the most perfect player in the world or anything, but when he's on, he's on. And I think even through some of his like little mini slumps this year, he's still finding a way to impact the team with the bat because he's hitting the ball for extra base. He's slugging over 500 this year. Like I think this is the first year he's doing that. So the slug is there. He's being a middle of the order hitter, which is what the Cubs have needed from him the last handful of years.
Kevin was at the AC/DC Soldier Field concert last night. This Cubs offense is TNT.
Electric. Ooh.
TNT.
Yeah. Thunderstruck.
Or Thunderstruck. Take your pick. Dynamite. Total dynamite. More Cubs talk coming up in a second. We will get to Ben Brown in just a bit. I have a funny comparison of two players for you. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, we've all been there. Your parlay's one leg away, last time I bet on the Knicks, and then a relief pitcher gives up a walk-off bomb in the 9th. Heartbreak, does that sound familiar? The HOF app is built to fix that. Started by two lifelong sports fans who've also been Ivy League grads. HOF makes parlay research smarter, faster, and data-driven. It's not your buddy's group chat full of hot takes. We all have one of those. It's a full-on analytics engine. The HOF app gives you access to the advanced stats, historical data, powerful tools to help you bet smarter, and it's built for the everyday sports fan. So it's easy and intuitive to use. You get an idea of your parlay's chances to hit, an identity of some weak legs so you can weed them out. Again, never going to bet on the Knicks again. Whether it's MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL, or college sports, the app gives you beautiful charts, clean visuals, and real insight, not just hype. They believe anything the books give you now, so you should know how to do this with the HOF app because parlays don't have to be dumb. With 6,000 five-star reviews, it's safe to say HOF already has helped a lot of people bet smarter. And our listeners, if you're listening right now, get a 7-day free trial, 50% off your first month. You just download the app, visit HOFbets.com, use the code CHGO at checkout. And for a limited time only, our listeners get not only a 7-day free trial, you're also going to get 50% off your first month when you use that code CHGO at checkout. Download the HOF app, on iOS or Android. Visit their website, HOFbets.com. Enter code CHGO, and you're all set, Luke.
Very nice. If you've ever tried to buy a home, get a loan, or just deal with money stuff in general, you know it can be a lot. That's why we have to tell you about the Rate app. It's seriously a game changer. You can get pre-approved for a mortgage in minutes without the need to jump through a million hoops. And if you're thinking about a home equity loan or a personal loan, you can secure one in under 15 days. And that's not it. They've got something that's just a bit of an unexpected bonus. They've added 800 free wellness videos, stuff like meditation, breathing exercises, stretching, basically tools to help you feel better mentally and physically. So if you're stressed out about a loan or your mortgage, seriously, let the Rate app handle it. Once that's covered, you can go hit those free wellness videos. Just chill out. That's one app that helps you with both your wallet and your well-being. Download the Rate app today to get started. And we have a ticket giveaway. Enter Rate's CHGO Summertime Sweepstakes. Rate and CHGO are hooking you up with some sweet summer baseball tickets. Win 4 tickets to sit in the bleachers with the CHGO crew and Friday 120 Club coming up May 30th. That's next Friday. Score 2 Rate Club tickets to score Cubs-Sox crosstown game at Rate Field on Saturday, July 26th. Rate Club is all-inclusive food and drinks. And then download the Rate app and visit allchgo.com/rate to get signed up today. That's chgo.com/rate. No purchase necessary. An unbelievable Cubs comeback. I mentioned the AC/DC.
High voltage,
yeah,
baby.
You've got high voltage. I saw somebody say the Cubs offense is hell's bells.
That's what every pitcher is hearing.
TNT, Thunderstruck, hell's bells, high voltage. Anybody else got any AC/DC they want to throw at us? Let us know in the live YouTube chat. Get to Ben Brown in a second.
The Cubs pitching staff shook me all night long.
Oh,
hey,
there it is.
Cody.
Boom.
Boom.
That's my favorite AC/DC song.
They got some great songs. Good concert, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean,
right.
I've
Kinda
had
jealous.
I've had some.
Our good pal Greg Praggs is there too.
I've had
Braggs is every. Oh, he wasn't at Medina yesterday.
He was there. I didn't hear about it.
He was
went
at
to
the
Medina.
AC/DC
What?
concert.
He went to Medina?
You didn't hear about it?
I didn't hear. Greg
my
was at
God.
Medina.
You hear about it?
Ah, cool. I wonder what he shot. Shoot a 101.
What?
Every time I go on Twitter, it's just Greg
Brags
Braggs.
at a golf
Just
course.
Braggs everywhere.
Brags all over the place. Yeah, no, AC/DC was great, man. I mean, it brought me back. The 2016 Cubs loved AC/DC. They played Have a Drink on Me, and all I could think about was Joe Madden going out there to put in Steve Cishek. And I know that wasn't 2016, but I could only think, I'm like, he wants the righty. Oh, it's Steve Cishek again.
Yeah.
Have a drink on me. It was a great show. I've had a lot of fun at Soldier Field, and honestly, all my fun times at Soldier Field have not been Bears games. It was an outdoor Hawks game. The Stones and AC/DC probably top any Bears game I've been to.
I got a few more. Shoot to Thrill. That would work. Whole lot of Rosie. Let's see. Money Talks. That's for Godfather.
That's for
Michael Collada.
God,
Money Talks.
That's for Godfather.
Anything else? Let's see. Well, I'm not going to say that one.
Who came into Hell's Bell? Was that Mariano Rivera? Maybe he was Ender Sandman.
Yeah, he was Sandman.
Sorry, scratch that from the record.
For those about to rock.
Who came into Hell's Bells? Who was that? Trevor Hoffman? Trevor Hoffman.
Trevor Hoffman. That is correct. Okay, so the stat I heard this from Jesse Rogers, and I've been kind of following it this weekend. This is an unbelievable stat, and we can only say it when they're playing the Reds. 2 players as completely different as you could ever imagine. Elly De La Cruz, in 2.5 seasons, has 429 career strikeouts in 1,349 at-bats. That was going into today. He had 218 in one season. Tony Gwynn, 434 in his career, 10,232 at-bats in 20 seasons. That means Elly De La Cruz is about to pass Tony Gwynn for career strikeouts in just 2.5 seasons in Major League Baseball. I'm not saying he's not an exciting player. He's going to have to fix that.
Yeah.
He's going to have to fix that, or he's never going to become the player he wants to be.
It's not sustainable.
He's still I would still consider him a superstar player in Major League Baseball, but all players have some form of a flaw.
That's a big one, though.
The thing about Tony Gwynn I think a lot of people probably compare Mo Baller more to Tony Gwynn than, me. I dream about Mo Baller being Kyle Schwarber one day, but Mo Baller might be more like Tony Gwynn with the insane bat-to-ball skills that he has.
But
right?
now I wish I had the reality spray.
I'm just saying in terms of the player. I'm saying in terms of the player type, right? Elly De La Cruz is out here to just supposed to drive in runs and this and that, and it's just the era of baseball. I would love to see just the list of players.
Well, there's way more strikeouts now, but 218 strikeouts in one season is half of Tony Gwynn's career total in 20 seasons.
Yeah,
he had it in 1 year.
Right. Yeah, no,
that's unbelievable.
That's insane bat-to-ball skills. Elly De La Cruz does not have insane bat-to-ball skills.
No,
people called me kind of crazy for this one, and it still might be a hot take, but I don't think it's as hot, and I still don't. And that's that. People talk about Elly De La Cruz all the time. What about the other O'Neill Cruz? Who
his home run today?
Yeah, 123 miles per hour.
Hardest hit ball in the Statcast era.
You want to talk about a guy who doesn't get enough love? It's that guy. Everyone talks about Elly De La Cruz all the time. I don't see much of a difference between those two.
Well, O'Neill Cruz is a bad outfielder, though. We saw that. I thought he was terrible.
He was an infielder coming up, and the Pirates are the Pirates, and they're like, go play center because just learn how to do it. Just go do it.
Yeah, he'll look good. He'll look good in a Cubs uniform in 5 years.
I'm a big O'Neill Cruz fan, man.
I like them both personally.
They're both good players. I think we talk about, Elly was the #1 prospect in the league, as deserved. He's been a solid player, but the strikeouts are not sustainable. O'Neill Cruz strikes out a lot, but it's so funny how we love one specific name. It sticks out in our minds, and we're like, oh, this guy's amazing. He's the #1 prospect in baseball. There's some stuff that he's still going to be a good player in this league, and he is a good player right now. But right now, he's not able to be an aircraft carrier for that offense. He's just not that. He's not a Bobby Witt Jr. He's not an elite player. And I know Reds fans want to say he's elite. He's not yet. He could get there. Not yet.
I mean, Bobby Witt's incredible. PCA or Elly De La Cruz would have laughed at that comparison
a year ago.
Well, right now it's not
3
even
months
close.
ago, I would have laughed at it. Yeah. 2 months ago, I would have laughed at it.
Yeah, I mean, right now, that's not even they're not even in the same stratosphere. Pete's above and beyond what Elly's done.
So we had the offense was the star of this series, right? Like but there are the unsung heroes, and they are names that you just didn't go into the season with a whole lot of confidence in. You just didn't, right? Porter Hodge is hurt, and so you didn't know who was going to be your closer. Is it going to be Pomeranz? Are they going to go back to Presley? We kind of joked about who's left. Merriweather gets DFA'd. If you told me going into the season that by Memorial Day they'd be DFAing Merriweather, I would have said, what?
Felt really aggressive. Yeah.
But I would have thought it's crazy. The two common threads in the comebacks. Number one, obviously, tons of home runs, big offense, 6th inning on. But don't forget what the bullpen did in each of those games. Bullpen was great in the series in general, but on Friday, Flexen, inning at third, scoreless. Keller, inning, scoreless. Pomeranz, inning, scoreless. Presley, inning, scoreless. Okay, no runs there. Today, after you get the rough start from Ben Brown, and then after that, you end up with, this is how you finish the game. Theo Bar, 2 strikeouts and 2/3 of an inning. Brazier, scoreless inning. Pomeranz, 2 strikeouts, gets out of an inning without a run. Keller, inning, 2 strikeouts, no runs. Palencia, inning. The bullpen was spectacular, and the names were Theo Bar, Brazier, Pomeranz, Keller, Flexen. I mean,
yeah.
Some of these guys, I didn't even think they'd be on the team.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. Drew Pomeranz continues to just be...
He's in the circle, triangle, the trust tree, you want to call whatever you want.
I got to enlarge his picture on the graphic because 0 earned runs. And after the Cubs made the comeback today, comes out, shut down inning, and I'm like, inject some of that secret stuff into my veins, bro, because I don't know what happened to him. Remember, he had not pitched in a Major League Baseball game since 2021 before this year.
How many earned runs do you guys think Drew Pomeranz has given up this year?
0. I just said it.
Oh,
Zero.
You just said, sorry, yeah, 0.
Said it. Yeah.
Who else? Flexen, 0.
How many hits do you think he's given up?
6.
4.
Okay.
He has more strikeouts than innings pitched. Drew Pomeranz right now.
Flexen and Pomeranz. I heard Flexen on the pregame radio show talking about he thinks his is just the Cubs. He came in and the Cubs said, "Oh yeah, your arm angle is off. Your arm angle's off." And he looked and he's like, "You're right." And they worked on it and they fixed it.
And he's been
and that's
solid.
what he kind of credit. I mean, there's other stuff involved, but it was the Cubs saw something right away and were like, "Yeah, you're not here where you were 2 years ago. Go back to this."
Yeah.
And he did, and boom, he's worked on it, and he's been able to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. But that's the difference in this series. Both teams scored plenty of runs. Both teams scored plenty of runs. The Cubs bullpen shut down the Reds. The Reds bullpen allowed 22 earned runs and 6 homers.
Yeah.
And I think
series to the Cubs.
I think the Julian Merriweather DFA too. I think that speaks to how aggressive the Cubs want to be this year.
Yeah. You bring it up, so I'll just I agree. I think it was an aggressive DFA. And the only reason that I say that is because I had to watch Hector Neris until August last year, brother. All right.
Right.
Like
it feels like a different. It's the goals are different this year.
Yeah.
It feels different.
I will say that Hector Neris, I think, made $9 million last year, so the Cubs are going to try and get as much out of him as they could have. So it's two complete different scenarios. But at the same time, you know, I thought Merriweather was pretty solid for the Cubs in April. This May has been bad. And considering the past that he has had with the Cubs, I was like, okay, maybe he can get it going in June. But Friday was like the most low leverage you can get, dude. They were down, 4 runs? And, you know, he gave up more runs. You know, it's just, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm intrigued to see if a team picks him up. The drop in fastball velocity is probably something that concerned the Cubs. But the reason that I think it was available for them to do is, despite all their injuries, they still have dudes. They still have dudes that they picked up that can be insert in there. I mean, they finally got Brazier in the bullpen.
Finally got healthy.
Finally he's healthy. And then we'll see if Brooks, how do you say his last name? Krisky?
Yeah.
If we'll see if he sticks. I don't know. But you're going to get Hodge back eventually, and you got some other guys on the injury list that will eventually be back. But yeah, I'm with you, Luke. If you would have told me on opening day in Japan that Merriweather was going to be DFA before Memorial Day, I'd be really worried about this bullpen. But because Pomeranz has become what he has become, and you know, Palencia has emerged as a homegrown young talent that has electric stuff that I've always believed in. It's just all about throwing strikes for him. Brad Keller, what a find, dude. Non-roster invited. He's out here throwing 97 to 100 miles per hour with that wicked slider of his. It is something that we saw in the past. It's just that they didn't have enough depth. And also, like, we could just be honest about it. There's just a lot of guys who have taken control of the opportunity and run with it. And I think Jed deserves a lot of credit for that. Do they still have issues in this bullpen? Absolutely. But they also have found dudes who've been able to come in and just help stabilize, because it was bad the first couple weeks of the year, and it is stabilized since mid to late April.
I want to talk about Ben Brown's role in this game after the break, and I also want to ask you, as in the chat as well, as we go to break, and we'll talk about it afterwards, what's Craig Counsell's role in the bullpen?
I'm glad you want to talk about that.
What do you think of Craig Counsell in the bullpen, and how is he factoring into this? We'll get to that in just a second. But first, Ray's Chevrolet in Fox Lake is kicking off summer with their big Memorial Day savings all month long. Come in today to shop the Memorial Day sales event and drive home with 0% financing for 60 months on select new Chevy models. Or check out their selection of more than 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of the Chicago area's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for you. And as one of the top selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive, so you know you're going to get a great deal. Plus, they have Ray's Price Promise. That lets you shop confidently because it's their guarantee of no add-ons, no hidden fees, no gimmicks, meaning the price you see is the price you pay. You don't have to worry about price changing, stressful negotiating, or tricks. The people at Ray's Chevrolet just want to help you get in the right vehicle for the right price. So go see for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right on Route 12 in Fox Lake. And don't miss out on their Memorial Day sales event going on all month long for 0% financing on select new Chevy models. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
Lucy nicotine. It might have been helpful to have some of this over the weekend with the roller coaster the Chicago Cubs put us through.
I thought you were going to say how many beers you drank this weekend.
Well, it goes well together. I won't lie. You know, Kevin, what's your favorite flavor?
Give me a mango.
You like the mango?
Mango or mint, yeah.
Luke?
I like all of them. My answer is generally all of them. I just say all of them. I don't know what else to say.
What's your strength,
My favorite
Kevin?
is all of them.
I don't know. 10 milligrams.
10 milligrams? Okay.
The other ones burn my throat.
Luke puts every flavor in
whatever the
same
flavors are,
time.
and you ask me milligrams all the time, I just say it's milligrams.
10,000, Nick.
Well, you know, hey, with this,
Sure, all of them.
With the Cubs this weekend, you're gonna need.
I don't
it, 'cause
play
It was a
favorites.
roller coaster. It was a roller coaster. All right. Normally, what I'm emphasizing is that I normally throw it in during the Cubs game whenever they're stressing me out. All right. Maybe yesterday was definitely was used a lot more. All right. So you too can be like me and throw one in during a Cubs game, or you can be like Kevin, who, you know, sounds like he just throws one in while he's sipping on his beer with his buddies, maybe surrounded around a bonfire of sorts, or
Sue me.
or you know, maybe he's at the bar, you know, whatever. He's enjoying life, right? You can join us all in doing that. All you got to do is when you level up your nicotine routine with Lucy, go to lucy.co/CHGO and use promo code CHGO2025 to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co and use code CHGO2025 to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Luke, Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
I forgot the AC/DC song Play Ball. It's another song.
Got some super chats.
More Toyota super chats. Our guy Sir Silent for another $2. Oh, no, we did that one already.
We did that one.
Shopping at the Dollar Tree today, fellas. Ramon, 1987 for $4.99. Brown is an enigma. He's cruising, a little adversity, and it snowballs. Very similar to the Marlins game. Your take, please. We'll get to that next. And Steven says, is Brown still a starter in your opinion? I don't.
Okay. Obviously, Ben Brown is the negative from today. And the starting rotation in general was the negative today. So I feel like we should end the show with the negative. But can we please talk about Crow-Armstrong on Friday first?
I think we should talk.
Why should you do that last? I think we should go negative and
then
positive
end it with a positive.
People want to hear about Ben Brown.
Okay, all right.
Here's the Ben Brown thing I wanted to ask you. Because it's like innings that get away from him, right?
Yeah.
The first inning, first of all, when you start the game with a 2-run lead and 9 of your first 10 pitches are balls, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But people always talk about the 2-pitch thing, right? The problem with the 2-pitch thing is when he doesn't have command of his fastball, he has trouble. Because then he can just sit and wait for it whenever it's coming. And he has problems sometimes commanding that fastball. And in general, he has command problems, I think. You can't have 2 pitches and have command problems. If you're going to only have 2 pitches, you got to be dotting it all over the place. You have to have master command of those 2 pitches. And that's what leads to innings that snowball him. He loses the feel a little bit on a pitch, and all of a sudden, that one pitch snowballs on him for the inning. So I asked while we were sitting there watching it, in a hypothetical situation, and you have to win a game, and you have Ben Brown's talent and obvious upside, but trouble getting out of tough spots sometimes, would you rather have that in that critical game, or would you rather have Javier Assad, stuff maybe not as electric, but somehow, magically, he seems to get out of tough spots? Yeah. And my answer to that is I don't know in a one-game situation. I think I'd go Assad, but I can tell you right now I'd rather have Assad in that rotation. If he were healthy, obviously.
To answer your question, neither one of them go deep into games.
No.
To this point in their major league careers. We've seen Ben Brown have flashes. He had the 7 no-hit innings against Milwaukee last year. He had a great start in Milwaukee again this year. He's had decent starts that have, it's kind of a mixed bag where, he gave up 2 or 3 runs, but all on homers, or even maybe a 4 or 5 run game, and the Cubs offense helped him out, but he had a lot of swing and miss, and he had 8 strikeouts of sorts. Like it's very far in between of just good and just bad. There in this game's a great example. The first inning was a disaster. He walked the first 2 guys of this outing, and the last 2 outings before this outing, he didn't walk anyone. I'm pretty sure
those were his only 2 walks.
Yeah, and
today,
right?
But in like the super chat said, it snowballed. But once he got out of the inning after giving up 4 runs, he actually kind of settled in, and he looked like the guy that I think he can be for 3 innings. And then
start and finish.
And then at the end, I mentioned it in the first segment, swinging bunt for Matt McClain, gets on base because they can't throw the ball to first fast enough. And then a base hit to the left side. And the Cubs defensively aligned were not like it was. To me, it's a routine ground ball, but it was. I don't think they were aligned. Like they were more aligned to the right side, right? So whatever, some BABIP luck that didn't go his way. And if you look at his BABIP for the season, it's like that's been happening a lot. This isn't an excuse because after that happens, the way that he had been pitching after the first inning, it's like okay, like can we get out of this snowball? Can we not let it snowball? You know what I mean? Can we lock in and get some big outs here? Because you generate whiffs. As bad as he was today, he generated 13 whiffs. All right? This guy can get guys to swing and miss. This guy can get strikeouts with just 2 pitches. This guy has a ton of talent. But like you said, when an inning doesn't start a way that you want it to go, he doesn't find a way to get out of it. He doesn't limit the damage, as one might say. You know what I mean? And instead of just giving up 1 run in that inning, he gave up like 4 more. What? Right? He gave up 8 runs. He gave up 4 more runs. It's just like you can't have that. So that is probably my negative for Ben Brown is when things go bad, it's bad. He's got to find a way to limit that damage when things don't go his way.
Eventually, the third pitch allows you at least to go to something else when you don't have the feel for the fastball or something else, right? Like,
sure.
You can at least not have to throw the pitch that you're not having great feel for. But, Kevin, we talked about it, too. We said, all right, so what's your option? If Ben Brown's this much of a roller coaster ride and he's going to give up 4 1/3 and 8 runs, what do? The problem is the Cubs are so depleted in their starting rotation, having lost Steele and Shota and Assad, yada, yada, that they've used their other bullets. Cade Horton is up. Other guys have come up. Wicks is now injured. Like, I don't know where. There is no other option. He's got to pitch.
We got to see what happened to Jordan Wicks. He hurt his ankle walking on a pitch or something and left the game this weekend. So we'll see.
It hasn't been great.
And they haven't exactly shown a lot of trust in him to want to bring him up. They brought up Cade Horton before they brought him up. So I don't know how high he is on the trust tree. But let me just say this: the 2025 Cubs and where they are offensively and where they are in the standings. Ben Brown, and you said it, he's struggling to pitch multiple innings. He has that one bad inning after a couple. So on this team right now, he is best suited in that relief pitching role, the one that can give you maybe 1 or 2 innings in relief, because there's some stats that are pointing in the right direction, right? The whiff rate is still near the top of the league. He's still striking a lot of guys out. The walk percentage has dipped from last year. He's giving up less hard hits this year. The hard hit percentage has dropped, but the hard hits he's giving up are being hit a lot harder than the ones he gave up last year. So he's an interesting case study, right? There's some things that are pointing in the right direction, and there's some things that he still needs to work on. And I think had this been a team that had maybe Shota's not hurt, or maybe Assad is healthy and pitching in AAA right now, let's say hypothetically he was, I think you see that move where he's in the rotation and Ben Brown's in the bullpen right now. I don't think you have the luxury to take him out of the rotation currently unless you want to move Chris Flexen in that spot.
There it is. But what does that do?
He's the only other option you have, though.
That's it. He's the only Flexen is the only option to replace Brown in the rotation, but that weakens what I just told you has been a resurgent bullpen. The guy hasn't allowed a single run. Are you going to put Brown into the bullpen?
Not right now. I think you leave him. I think you leave him in the rotation, and you just got to let it ride and let your offense carry you until some guys get healthy. Until maybe you can get Assad back. Let's hope you can get him back. Regardless, there's a trade coming for a starting pitcher. We know that. Jed said that. He said in June is when it's going to heat up. We're going to be on the market. We're always looking at the waiver wire. We know they want to add a starting pitcher because they lost Justin Steele. This is something that's going to frustrate you guys, but also it's factual, right? There's 8 pitchers in baseball right now with a 2.0 WAR. 3 of them were available this offseason, and the other is Garrett Crochet, who's sitting at a 1.9 WAR right now, who is available in a trade. Luzardo leads the league right now with a 2.2 WAR. Max Fried, Nathan Eovaldi, all above 2 WAR. Now, that's frustrating, right? Because the Cubs hypothetically had a trade in place for Luzardo, didn't get him, saw something they didn't like. They still have those bullets to fire for a starting pitcher. That's the positive side of this. That trade that they had for Luzardo and where they are, now they have the sample size. It's Memorial Day. You have a good team. Those bullets and that trade package is still available for a different guy. We don't know who that's going to be yet, but we know it's coming. We know they're going to make a significant move at starting pitcher.
Has to happen. That's the biggest problem facing this team right now. Number one is finding a starting pitcher.
Yes.
It's been a lot of different things. It's been a closer. It's been this and that. They can find guys. I know you'd like to fix everything, but right now, as you head from Memorial Day to the trade deadline, right now, the obvious answer is they need a starting pitcher.
And when they find it, Ben Brown will be in the bullpen. He will not go to Iowa. I don't think he's going to Iowa. He will move to the bullpen.
Yes, Cody.
Ben Brown's going to stay in the rotation the entire year.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I don't think so.
He's got a 3.41 FIP with the 6.39 earn run average with a BABIP of 393. Give me a break. Now, has the last 2 starts been atrocious? Absolutely. 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 Yeah. But I said I'm never wavering. I'm never wavering. I'm never wavering. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Tall Joe Dirt.
I do not care.
Let me tell you what I want to tell you. 15 starts last year, 15 appearances last year, only 22 earned runs. He's given up 36 earned runs in 5 less appearances this year. That's a really bad watermark.
Listen.
I'm not saying he's a bad pitcher. I don't think he's a bad pitcher. I think he's a bullpen pitcher now.
Or in a perfect world, had everybody stayed healthy and everything was working, and you had Steele, Shota was healthy, Boyd was doing what he was doing, and you had maybe Assad or somebody else, all those things happened. Then you might have sent him back to Iowa to work on some things, get control of it, and come back just like Matt Shaw. They're just not in that position right now.
I'm not. What you're saying is not even relevant to what I'm saying. You're saying that the Cubs are going to trade for a starter. Yeah. We all said that after Justin Steele went down for the year. Entering the season, Ben Brown was your 5th starter.
Yeah, you're in that role out of camp. Yeah.
But right now, Ben Brown and Cade Horton are in the rotation.
Yes.
To go with Matt Boyd and Jamison Taillon. And
Ben Brown was never supposed to be your number 2, number 3 starter. He should be your inconsistent 5.
Yes. With a ceiling that perhaps can get better as the season goes along.
I'm with you.
Could, yeah.
Well, I'm not blaming him completely.
earned run average with a FIP of 3.41. That doesn't make sense, Kevin. It doesn't make sense. Today wasn't great. The walks hurt him, and he snowballs, and he has problems. And I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying that I'm even correct in the fact that he should stay in the rotation. If they were healthy right now, I would agree. He should go to the bullpen.
Right.
But when you have a 3.93 BABIP, some shit hasn't gone your way, and it's not even fully his fault. All right?
All right, we're going to end positive because it was a thrilling series. Cubs take 2 out of 3. I want your number 1 star for the series. I know Cody wants to talk about PCA. Your number 1 star for the series. Who's your name, Kevin?
Number 1 star of the series. I mean, it's obvious, man. It's Pete. It's not even. I mean, that grand slam he hit. Come on, man. That's the stuff of legends. That's an electric at bat when you needed one the most. And he watched it fly. He leaned back a little bit, tossed his bat. Come on, man. That was awesome. That was the play of the year so far for the Cubs.
Yeah. Cody, that's your guy too, isn't it? Number 1 star?
You should have asked me first.
Yeah. Well, now I'm asking you.
I'll give you another one.
I figured you're going to come with the emotion and the impact.
Hey, dude, PCA is a superstar in this league, man. He's the second highest WAR in all of baseball. And when he hit that ball Friday and then looked at the dugout, flips the bat, just erupts. I was sitting in a booth at Sheffield's in Lakeview. I was sitting in a booth with my girlfriend, her 2 friends, and my good friend Frank. And I straight up stood up in the booth and started jumping up and down, and one of the waitresses had to tell me to sit down. All right? I lost my mind. The waitress
had to tell you to sit down?
The waitress had to tell me to sit down.
Were you scaring people in the bar?
I probably was scaring people, all right?
Yeah, definitely.
That is a moment, that is a game that we will talk about for years to come. That is a moment that we'll tell our kids and our kids' kids about. That is like when Bryant had the full house game against the Reds. Like that is one of the highlight moments of Pete Crow-Armstrong's career. If not career, this season, we will talk about it forever. I will, at least. When people ask me, where were you for? I was at Sheffield's in Lakeview, losing my mind at the Belmont Sheffield Festival. All right, it was electric. And there was a guy who watches our show. I think his name's Braden. Shout out to you. He DM'd it to us on Instagram. He was in right field that night. He sent us the video of just like the ball flying to right field, hitting off the foul pole. We tweeted from CHGO Cubs. Like I'm jealous of everyone who got to witness that in person. That was an insane moment. I
can't confirm that the bouncer at Sheffield's asked if they still had the taser, but I've heard that it was discussed.
Where were you when you saw it? Were you out or were you at home?
I didn't see it live.
Oh, okay.
I saw it like 5 minutes afterwards in rewind. I ran upstairs, came back down and saw it. I was like, what's the score? What?
Yeah.
I know.
Pounding to the chest stuff. Like, he's excitement packed into one body, right? Like he's all those, he's all of the AC/DC songs packed into one guy.
Yeah. And I know we like to like laugh at Cody for his, exhilaration over regular season events, but you're not wrong when you say that. We're going to talk about that play for a while. I was at Chicago Staple Twin Anchors on Friday.
Oh yeah.
And the whole place was like, look at Pete Homer. Everybody's pointing. People stood up and dude. That's the coolest part about baseball in Chicago, man. When we have a player to rally around like that, a player taking the league by storm and watching him kind of get up the mountaintop right now, that's special.
But isn't that incredible that I ask you your number 1 stars and you both rightfully say PCA and Seiya had 2 3-run homers and 2 comebacks that are unbelievable. And Reese McGuire was pulled up from Iowa. Another guy's sick, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, he's hitting 2 homers off of lefties.
Yeah. Well, Pete did drive in 2 today in the first inning.
I mean, the answer is right. Yeah. The answer is PCA, but there were so many other stars. It's funny.
He also hit a home run off Hunter Green. Let's not let that go by the wayside.
2 homers. Hold a homer off of Hunter Green.
Yeah. Let's not let that go away either.
I wish today's game would have been Friday, and we got Friday's game today because the post game would have just been even more insane for me. So, because that's how I felt on Friday. So,
he's the man.
I don't really have any more words to say about Pete Crow-Armstrong other than we used to dream of times like this. When he was in low A, we're all sitting here complaining about ownership, and we're talking about not spending money, and we're relying on prospects, and we're watching Rizzo with the Yankees and Bryant with the Rockies and Baez with the Tigers, and watching all these other teams be good, and the Cubs are bad, and there's a lot of things to be very, very, very mad about. Pete Crow-Armstrong came on the scene in 2022 in minor leagues, and he was one of the few things that we as fans got to sit here and kind of cling on to and hope and pray, like just look up at the sky and pray and hope that one day he would just be a really good player for this team. He is a superstar. He is what Marquis said, popular Chicago athlete. He is awesome. And I would die for him.
Cody, right now, Cody needs to take the CHGO reality spray with him to places like Sheffield. And when he walks in, just hand it to the waitress and say, "Hi, my name's Cody. I get a little out of hand sometimes. If I do, just use the spray bottle on me."
Well, let me just say that Pete Crow-Armstrong became a superstar the year we dropped the new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel.
Boom.
And we are currently 15 subscribers away from 3,000 subscribers. So maybe if we hit the 3,000 subscribers, it's just going to be an endless roof for Pete Crow-Armstrong.
I will do a beer bat on Wednesday.
What?
If we get to 3,000 subscribers by Wednesday.
Clock it.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
We'll hold you to it.
You got to clean it, though. You got to clean it.
Oh, you got to wash it out?
You got to wash it out.
You better go buy your own.
And you need soap, too.
Cody does wash the beer bat after every show. I can contest to that.
Cody Del Clino.
Mark it. I'll do it.
Cody Del Clino.
Before we get out of here, I know people are mad about Brown, and people are going to hold it against me that I'm saying what I'm saying about Brown. All I'm saying is it's still too early to say that he's either a starter or a reliever. And considering the circumstances, if this team was healthy, I'd say put Brown in the bullpen. But right now, I'd rather roll with Brown out there than Chris flexing. And if Jordan Wicks was healthy and pitching well in Iowa, I'd say put Wicks out there, but he's not. So that's my closing, because I know a lot of people probably took what I said 5 minutes ago out of context.
He can absolutely be a starter on this team, the 2025 Cubs, a contending team. I think he's best used in the pen right now. That's all. I think he can still be a starter, though. I think he's got the stuff for it.
We'll see. But
Brendan Miller's still using, or I'm still using mouthwash from the beer bat he did last year. And I think that's a good way to end the show.
Thank you, Brendan. Pitch doctor. He'll fix it all. No need to fix the Cubs today. A huge comeback, 11-8. They take the series against the Reds. They face the Rockies tomorrow. We will not be here because it's Memorial Day. We're back with the post-game show Tuesday and Wednesday when the games move to 7:05. Wah, wah.
Don't ruin the vibes. We better beat the Rockies. I think the Rockies are the one team this year I will say that if we don't sweep, I'll be pissed. I think we got to
sweep the Sox and Rockies all year.
You said they got to sweep the Sox. I'm saying you better sweep the Rockies.
Thank you.
All right.
And we could go for 11 more runs. Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Toyota and Bet365. Make sure you subscribe to the new CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. Do it now. Tell a friend. Go to a picnic tomorrow and tell somebody else about it. Until then, thanks for watching and fly the W.
We all silly like the mayor.